Stop Killing Games hit their milestone of 1 million signatures, and Nintendo Switch 2s are overheating. Hello, I'm Justin with Handheld Headquarters. It's Friday, the 4th of July, 2025. We're going to talk about that and much more in today's bite of handheld and gaming news. So, the Stop Killing Games movement has had a major milestone hit yesterday. They hit 1 million signatures, got a little bit over that, which is great. It's cause for celebration. But Ross posted a video yesterday informing us that we're not completely out of the water yet when it comes to those signatures. There's a lot of phantom signatures, they call it. A lot of people spoofed. So any of those signatures don't count towards the million. So what he's suggesting is we get like 20 to 40% buffer, extra signatures. And it's not going to be too hard. We've got time. But just know that we still got to keep pushing on this. And if there's anybody you know in the EU, let them know that they need to sign this. It's very important. So there is a safe goal of 1.4 million. That gives us that 40% buffer. And there's also already been reports that there's a ripple effect happening here where companies like Ubisoft are already looking at plans to keep games alive after their end of service. It's already making a positive impact on the industry in general. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep pushing, and let's make this a friendly environment for the consumer and not just the companies that make the games and make the money. Now, speaking of companies making our money, MSI is open pre-orders in Asia, I think specifically Cambodia and China, for the new MSI Claw 8.8. They're finally moving away from the Intel CPUs, and they're going to put the AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme in it. So it's going to be a lot more performant than what was happening before. As we know, AMD they've got the market when it comes to the handheld PC gaming. Intel's trying their hardest, but they're not getting there. I know the first MSI Claw was lauded for its speakers. Apparently has the best speakers, but that's kind of not why we're buying it. So this new Claw, it's going to have an 8-inch, 16 by 10, 120 hertz with VRR screen. It's going to have an 80 watt hour battery, and it's going to come in fluorescent green and white. Now, I'm a sucker for the green. I don't know about the fluorescent part. I'll have to get a better look at it. Now, if you ask me, this is the handheld that MSI should have made from the beginning, and I bet they feel the same way about it. The only problem with that is that they had a contract, it seems, with Intel to make a handheld and get them in the market there. Looks like that contract's been fulfilled, and we can actually get something good from them now. So we talked about Xbox having some pretty massive layoffs last week. There's more details have been surfacing about that now. Reports are coming in that they've gutted some pretty critical teams, including laying off the head of Xbox Child and Family Safety. And they killed off the studio The Initiative, which was behind the Perfect Dark reboot. That blows, if you ask me. Perfect Dark is such a cool game for N64. It was the successor to GoldenEye. This also ended up getting a few games canceled. Obviously, Perfect Dark was one of them. Also, the long-awaited Everwild from Rare. Apparently that's axed too. So what kind of message does cutting the child and family safety head send to us? You know, I want to hear what you think. Let me know in the comments. This is not cool. Now, you probably, well, if you like RPGs, you probably follow David Inc. RPG. I am so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but he had an interesting video yesterday. He's been following the situation with Final Fantasy IX recently, and they're hitting their 25th anniversary mark on July 7th. They've been leaving some breadcrumbs for us, and it's really looking like, now this is speculation only, but it's really looking like we're going to get that remake, not reboot, right? Not remastered, remake, because if you remember, there was an NVIDIA leak quite a while back. All the games from that leak have come forward. Kingdom Hearts 4, Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster. The only game that hasn't been revealed officially is that Final Fantasy IX remake. So the odds are looking pretty good. Square even released a 25th anniversary website a while back to celebrate it. And I can only imagine coming up, we're going to get some news. So if it's not announced on July 7th for the anniversary, you got to look forward to the Tokyo Game Show. So hopefully something will come out there. But what do you think? Is this just pure speculation, or you think it's a pretty good chance? I personally absolutely love Final Fantasy IX, and I'd love the excuse to play it again. I've played it enough times already, but absolutely, yeah. So if you've been watching this channel from the beginning, you know that I had a running joke at the beginning about Analog 3D. No word on it. It's not coming out. That hasn't changed. There's still no word on it. However, one person got their hands on the 8BitDo controller that's supposed to accompany the 3D. The 8BitDo N64 controller. It looks really cool. It's got the same look as their Ultimate series, except it has the N64 layout on it. And this person managed to get their hands on one. And they posted it in Reddit for all of us to check out. Said it looks great, feels great. It even works right out the box with Nintendo Switch Online. So at least there's a silver lining. We know we're going to get that. We know what's happening. And we know it's good. I should clarify my opinion or my stance on this. I still know, or I'm still confident that we are going to get the Analog 3D. I'm just very, very disappointed in the lack of communication that has been happening with Analog. Obviously, it's to be expected. They've always been this way. It's just, it's crap, really. It really is. I don't know if I want to keep uh, being a patron of that company. I know I have a couple Analog Pockets. I have the Super NT. I have the Mega SG. I don't even play them, but I've been purchasing things from that company for a long time, and I don't know if I want to deal with it anymore, to be honest with you. It is good news though. It is really cool that this controller's out, and gosh, I can't wait for them to actually send them to the rest of us because I want to play it. I want to see how it works with Switch 2. I don't think there was any word on that, but as you may know, 8BitDo has been really good about providing updates that give us that functionality with Switch 2 as well. So we'll see. So we got another fairly big story regarding Nintendo. There's been a lot of reports coming out that users' Switch 2s are overheating now. This seems to be pertaining to games that are fully on the SD card. Switch 2 games like, was it Rune Factory, Guardians of Azuma, and Mario Kart. I just want to say that this is showing that it's not always sunshine and rainbows to have all your games on an SD card. They overheat. Nintendo's stance on this is, hey, don't block the air vents. You're going to overheat if you block the air vents. And yeah, that's true, but I really love that they're just gaslighting us, you know? It always happens this way. And I don't want to see another situation like with the ROG Ally where they have an SD card reader on that thing and no one can use it because it just burns out SD cards. You can't even use it. And it's an even worse situation for the Switch 2 because you can't upgrade the internal memory or the internal storage on a Switch 2 like you can with the ROG Ally. You're just stuck with, what is it, 256 gig, which is not going to be a lot in the long run. I really hope Nintendo addresses this properly, and I really hope that this isn't a widespread thing. We'll keep our eyes on this and see what happens with it and let you know. Hey, buddy. For today's community spotlight, I want to talk about a new Game Boy game coming out. You may remember me talking about GB Studio in the past, and this is another example of a new game coming out that utilizes GB Studio. So this game's called Self Simulated. You play as a robot. Well, as a person whose mind has been uploaded into a robot. It's a fast-paced action platformer, and it even features settings for permadeath, accessibility for casual players. It has a speedrun mode. It's looking to be a pretty fun game. Now, they haven't announced the price of it. They are releasing a physical version of it. I think the announcement's next week. But there is a free demo you can play right now on itch.io. And you can load that up onto your flash cartridge, onto your EverDrive or whatever you have if you want, or play it on your computer via emulator and check it out. I haven't played it yet. As soon as I'm done editing this video, I'm going to check it out and get it thrown on one of my Game Boys. I can't wait. And we're going to be looking at it in the future, and I will let you know when the information comes out on a physical purchase. What I think is really cool, it kind of looks like Aperture Labs, if I want to be honest. It looks like it could take place in the Portal universe, like you're escaping from Aperture Labs. And even the premise of it, getting your mind uploaded into a robot, that sounds like something like that. I don't know, maybe that's headcanon, but I really like that angle. Uh, check it out. Let's play it. Let's talk about it. Get in the comments and tell me what you think. I'll put a link down below, and you can go straight to it. I'll also put a link to the Reddit post. You could talk to the developer. They seem to be really fast answering any questions at all. And yeah, let's give them some support. I really love it. When individual people can make a full game and get it out there and actually you know keep the Game Boy alive. That's I know I get a little passionate about the Game Boy stuff over everything else, but it's freaking cool if you ask me. So for On the Radar today, I want to let y'all know that if any of you use Launchbox, Big Box, they released their 13.22 update yesterday. ETA Prime had a showcase on it. He works for them, I believe. They pay him good. So if you don't know, Launchbox is a premium front end. It's pretty costly. They have a yearly subscription or a lifetime subscription. I can't remember off the top of my head the prices. I'll put that up on the screen right now. But it's an absolutely beautiful front end that gets very regular updates. Because a lot of their subscriptions are based on how many updates they push out. So they've got the inspiration there. And this is one of them. So 13.22 features Retro Achievements auto login for supported emulators like RetroArch and Dolphin. They've added progress tracking, a system to automatically track your progress as active, beaten, or completed in a game. And if you're a premium user that uses Big Box, this is especially good for home arcades and dedicated PCs. They've added a new faster hybrid views and a slick new theme. It's called Ethereal. So if you have Launchbox, check it out. If you don't, I think they have like a free trial. You can look at that. I've had a lifetime membership for years now, and I'm very happy with it. I'm not so much on the Android side. I have that as well, but they have a pretty hard stance against having it as your home app, and I think that's weird. Also, they have a pretty hard stance against Linux. That's also weird. If I remember correctly, it's not a big team, so that's a lot of resources to put in something that takes time away from the actual development of the program. I get that. Would be nice though. Steam Deck, you know. But that's going to be all for today's bite of handheld and gaming news. I don't know if you've heard my cat, but he's been yelling at me from my pinball machine over here the whole time. So what do you think of today's topics? Let me know in the comment sections. We can have a discussion about it. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and get that notification bell so you don't miss another episode. Again, happy 4th of July if you're in the US celebrating, and have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you on Monday, and take care.